Welcome, everybody, to the Magical Grove YouTube channel. We are joined today by one of the co-founders, Sharon Neill. I feel like Sharon doesn't really need an introduction, but for those who don't know her, she is sometimes called the Blind Psychic. She's been on many competitions and has written her own book, and she's working with us in the Magical Grove now to grow the community and bring what did we say? Bring things that are sometimes inside the box, outside the box. Sharon and I are good friends, and I just want to catch up with you because it's been a while since you've been out there on the interwebs. So I invite the audience, you guys, get your tea, get your coffee, whatever you want, and let's catch up with Sharon. So, Sharon, where have you been?
Hi, Kara. Well, as you said, I'm now working with the Magickal Grove in the hopes that we can make this community grow and be unique. Where have I been? Do you have about 10 hours? Because that would probably take me that length of time to tell you. But okay, so I wrote my book in 2007, and it was actually my autobiography. It's called Second Sight, and that actually was the name of my brand. I That was my business name, and that was the name that my shows were. It was a Second Sight show that I did all over the world. But since 2007, uh, I did some tours after my book was published. I did some stuff, book signings, that kind of thing. And I think I was working up until about 2010, thereabouts. Then I took a break because tours are really, really, I mean, they're very exhausting. Um, and so I took a break.
Yeah.
And then I met a very important person who, well, he's a very important person, came into my life around 2011.
Right.
And things changed dramatically in a ways that I didn't expect, and I didn't even anticipate. So Patrick, I met Patrick Carberry, and that's Carberry. He basically, I went to a pagan gathering called a moot, Moot, in Belfast. It was a Sunday afternoon. I was not expecting to go there. I just decided on the off chance I'm going to go to this gathering. I ended up going there, and there was a guy came in. I knew all the people there, but this guy he came in, and he sat across the table from me because there was an empty seat. Um, and he basically said to me, "Oh, I'm very shy. This is my first time here. It's good to meet you. Will you introduce me to some of the people?" Um, and then we had lunch. And I'm telling you all this because there's a reason behind it. I
Yes,
had
yes.
sausage, mash, and beans, and the beans came in a ramekin, which is apparently is the name of the dish that they use to put the beans in before whenever they're served under the plates.
Right.
Anyway, the guy opposite me, who I still hadn't really spoken to properly, he said, "Would you like me to serve the beans from the ramekin?" And I said, "What's a ramekin?" He started to laugh, and he said, "Oh, that's the thing that the beans are in. Have you ever felt one before?" I said, "Nope." He said, "Well, I'm not going to let you look for it now because it's quite hot, but do you want me to serve it?" And I said, that'd be wonderful. Thank you." So everybody at the table, he said, "Yeah, I'm actually a chef." And everybody at the
Wow.
table was saying, "Oh yeah, oh yeah, you don't only get served by us anymore. You get served by a chef." So because they all used to help me whenever I was in the bar, having something to eat. They would help me
Right.
sort of help me to serve the beans and whatever I was having.
Mhm.
And they would make, but anyway, that was it. So we got talking, and um, I said to him, "So what brought you here? Why did you decide to come?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "I normally work on a Sunday and I can never get days off. But this morning I asked my head chef if if he would give me time off. When he asked me why, I said to him, "Oh, there's something in Belfast and I have to go to it." He said, "I have no idea why I'm here. I don't know what you expect. Don't know what I'm looking for, but I have to be here." And I said, "You know what? That happened to me as well." I said, because the guy I had a guy with me, he was actually my bodyguard at the time.
Right. Right. Yeah.
He I phoned him up and I said, I know it's short notice, but are you free to take me to a bar in Belfast?" And he's like, "Are you doing a show? I didn't hear about it." I said, "No, I'm going to a gathering." So he was at the table, he was at the next table to me. He wasn't in like he was in proximity, but
Right.
not
Right.
sitting
Right.
next to me, because that
Mhm.
was how we always did it. He just watched all the table. He
Right.
watched everybody there. So that was fine. Anyway, Patrick started to talk to me and he said, "I don't know why I'm here." He said, "But there's a reason for it." We got talking. I explained to him about what it all was about and the pagan stuff and all that. But at the end of the meeting, we he said to me, he asked me for my phone number, because he said he would like to keep in touch, because I told him I was doing classes, because I used to teach people how to tune into their gifts.
Right.
So that's what happened. He contacted me maybe the next day or the day after or something, I can't remember, but he ended up coming up to my home on his motorbike. Um, he lived in a place called Downpatrick, which anybody listening in Northern Ireland will know what that is. And he came up, it was quite a distance. So I was in Glengormley in Belfast, in North Belfast, and he was in Downpatrick. So
Right.
anyway, he came to me for training. And the reason why I say that it was a very important meeting is because we we actually found out that well, all I'm going to say is that we are twin souls. Now, I don't mean in the romantic sense. I mean in the spiritual sense, because a lot of people think when you're twin souls, you mean like soul flame. I don't mean that. This was in a spiritual sense. And that's what happened. So he became a very pivotal part in my life, because he then became my bodyguard as such.
Right.
But he was also training. And he then started to do the work himself. He was known as the Celtic shaman. He used to go around. We opened up a place in Belfast. It was a shop, a unit in a shopping centre, and he was known as the Celtic shaman. And he used to go everywhere in his bare feet, because he
Yes.
wanted to be in
Yes.
touch with the earth. So
Right.
we worked together for a long time, but he passed away in 2022 with sarcoidosis. And that's why I say was, because he is, although he's past tense physically, he is definitely not past tense astrally. So really from we met up until 2022, we worked together. We had we opened up two different places. One was in a place called Blackstaff Mill, which is in the west of the city, and the other one was in the park centre. Otherwise, we worked from my home in Glengormley. He did the healing, I did the readings, and it worked really, really well. We then founded, well, actually, he was the sovereign. We founded the Order of the Golden River, which was actually very important, because he was able to we worked together actually to have hand fastings uh,
Yes.
legalized in Northern Ireland in 2015. And that was a big achievement for both of us. Although he was the publicity front of the order, because I was too busy with, well, I was busy with my own stuff. Um,
Right.
I did help him. but he was the main speaker for the order. But when he passed in 2022, I then took over. Now we don't really, the reason why it hasn't been in the public until now is because we don't we never really focused on publicizing it because we are quite a private order. We don't, it's not like we want to get it out there, like, oh, we're the Order of the Golden River. The people that are with us
Right.
are quite private. We don't, so if they join us through because they want to, not because of a website or anything like that. We don't have a website. We used to have one, but we
No.
decided to abandon it. So really, it's all about, that's where I've been since 2007. Um,
Right.
I had to retire. I think it was 2018, um, maybe 2019, something like that, because I developed asthma in 2007, and it then became brittle asthma, and I have now a condition called bronchiectasis. So it's basically to do with the lungs, and that's why I can't work the way I used to before. But I'm still working very much uh, um, with people by phone sometimes. I don't charge for my work anymore. By the way,
No.
everything I do is free, it's voluntary, and anybody in the Magical Grove community it's all the stuff that we do is voluntary as well. That is one of the rules of joining the community. But now I'm working very much with the Magical Grove, and I hope that we can make it grow and bloom. And that's my
Yes.
story.
Well, that is amazing. I knew a good bit of that, but it's always interesting to hear you tell the story of how you met Patrick. And I want to say from beans to best buddies. Like,
Well, there's a lot more. I mean, we went to Ukraine in 2014,
yes, yes,
of course, and we were there when the revolution started between Ukraine and Russia. We
yep,
were about a mile and a half away. I just want to put this in because I think it's important, because we were there whenever the revolution started, and we were actually in a reality television program called Battle of the Psychics, and there was 150 people, actually from all over the world, that were in the program. I was representing the UK, and Patrick was representing Ireland, and he was doing Celtic shamanism. Because I trained him up, myself and another friend who was also a practitioner. We trained him, and actually he was there as a Celtic shaman, and we were in the program. I was number 7. I came out number 7, and he came out number 8 in the world at that time. So
right.
that's important as well to mention, because it was a very big turning point for us, certainly a big culture shock, because obviously, I mean, Ukraine and here, totally different, two different cultures.
Yeah,
And the people were so resilient, so determined, and so wonderful. And we actually went to the funerals of those that had been shot by the Russian police,
right.
or military, I should say, not police. But we were at the funerals, and it was very, very moving for both of us. We were the only ones out of those that were left in the competition at that time to go into the square and talk to the people. And we talked to a lot of people who could speak English. We heard some of their stories. We comforted them, and we were definitely part part of that revolution in a way, because we were there not for the revolution, not for the different sides, but for the people.
Yes. And I think, like, what you just said there, like, you guys were there for the people is really, I think it really captures who you are and who Patrick, I'm going to say who Patrick is, even though he's physically not here anymore.
Yes,
Um, because it just, everything that I've worked with you guys on, and I never met Patrick physically, so I won't say that I've worked with him on, but everything I've worked with you on has been to help people. Like that's
Yes.
always been the like aim, whether
Yes.
it's helping people like come out and embrace their gifts or heal from past, grief, or maybe um learn new ways of being, how to embrace like who you really are.
Well,
And
I'm about empowerment.
exactly,
I'm
yeah.
about empowerment. I am about helping people to bring their power back, in whatever way that is, whether it's bringing back control into their lives after a difficult relationship, whether it's helping them to move forward from trauma. And it's not just about readings. A lot of my work is spent listening to people. A lot of my work, yes, I do readings. Yes, I work with my spiritual teams and those of the people who come to communicate, and I'm very grateful to do that. But a lot of my work is listening and helping to empower and support others, and that's what I want to do, and that's what we want to do in the Magical Grove. We
Exactly.
also we also want to give. We also want to educate people about the fact, take away the mysticism and the supernatural stuff, both from the craft and from the psychic stroke spiritual world. We want to make it, we want people to understand that it's completely accessible to anybody who wants to tap into it, if they're shown how to tune in. That's what we're about.
Yes, exactly. And that kind of brings me to the next point I wanted to get to, which was, about the Magical Grove. We're still very much in our infancy and we're trying to kick things off and get things started. But what do you see as like some of the goals, and what could people look forward to if they join the Facebook group and or subscribe to our YouTube channel?
Well, first of all, the important thing is that we are all here to bloom, as I said earlier. We are in a grove. We're here to support each other. We're here to uplift each other. And we are here to show people, as I said a few minutes ago, that everything is not supernatural, it's natural, right? We're here, we're going to be organizing meditations, tarot card readings, working with crystals, healing. Oh, yes, we have a healing section as well. We invite people to put in if anybody wants healing, to write the person's name in our comments on the Facebook group, or in the YouTube channel,
Or if they want it to be more private, they can also send us an email.
or they can send an email. Yeah,
Right, yeah.
the email address you can give at the end, and
Yeah,
your
I will,
contacts.
yeah.
But certainly, the other thing we're going to be doing is fortnightly sessions. Now, these will be on Zoom, um, and we will be covering subjects such as working with energies, working with the craft. We will be also doing work with healing. We will be doing grief support sessions as well, because, the loss of a loved one or the loss of an animal is it's a very, very big, big thing in people's lives. And a lot of people never really get over it. You can never get over grief. It doesn't go away. It it grows around you, but it never goes away.
Yeah.
I used to work with a charity. Um, I'm not going to mention the name, but I worked with a charity. I worked as a helpline, as a grief facilitator. And so I am trained to support and facilitate people who are going through grief. But the most important thing is I want to bring the spiritual and the holistic approach as well
Yes.
into the grief support. So it's all not just me. I want to have other people who are either practitioners, holistic therapists, people who would like to come and help us with the classes. I say classes because they are classes, but people who want to come and help us, people who want to come and talk, people who want to come and teach, very welcome. There's no faith or creed that is going to be dismissed from the Magical Grove. Everybody is welcome, no matter what you practice.
Yes, like for example, I am I I would consider myself, mm, I'm not quite Buddhist, but I like a lot of the Buddhist ways and a lot of the Buddhism, specifically the Zen Buddhism, but I'm also a pagan.
Yeah.
So, and there's no problem with having those two kind of married together in our group.
No, and the other thing we're going to be doing is we're also going to be honoring the Sabbats, and
Yes,
that's Sabbats. Oh, sorry, OTS, because there are eight. The wheel of the year, which is what we work with as pagans. We're going to be honoring those rituals. I'm not going into details on this channel, not on this channel, on this conversation. We'll do that in another time. But we will be honoring the rituals as well, and the new moon and the full moon rituals as well.
yes, and to that end, we have a ritual coming up.
Yep, we have a ritual coming up on 3rd of August at 8 p.m. on Zoom, and it's Lunasa, and it's basically to celebrate the harvest. It's the
Yes,
first of the harvest actually, because the next one's in September, but the first of the harvest. And Lunasa comes from the Celtic, and it's to celebrate the sun god Lu. And it's basically all about um, what goals you have achieved. It's basically about bearing the fruit of the goals that we have set, which actually was in Imbok. That was in February. So it's a really, really good ritual. We come together, we honor the harvest, we honor the nature, the earth, the gods and goddesses, the ancestors. It's a really, really good thing. And it's not all serious, we have some banter as well.
oh, yes, yes. One thing you'll find if you continue to watch our channel, for those of you who are currently watching and listening, is you'll learn that Sharon, myself, and the other admins and moderators at the Magical Grove are a silly bunch. We
We
get up
are.
to all sorts of banter.
Yeah.
Try not to take ourselves too seriously, and we're very organic. Like this is just Sharon talking in her living room about what's been going on, and it's not staged, not scripted.
No,
We don't do any of that. This is
actually,
all
this is only decided about an hour ago. It's gonna do this. Yeah.
exactly. um so some things that I think, for people to know, as they kind of get to know us, is like you said, we're going to be talking about energy, we're going to be talking about magic with a K.
Oh
We're going to be
yes, of
talking
course.
about the wheel of the year,
Mhm.
um, crystals, healing, readings. Again, everything is provided for free.
Meditation.
Meditation, that's right. That's
Yay.
one of my things I love to
Uh-huh.
do,
Yeah.
meditation. And like I said, everything's for free, and we do not record our lessons. Like, do you want to talk about that, Sharon?
Yes, certainly. So in the Zoom room, there's no videos turned on. There's no recordings because in the craft, everybody has to have their privacy. We respect that. We don't need recordings. We don't need videos. And it's very important if you come into the Zoom room to understand that your privacy is respected. Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah, your privacy, as Sharon says, or across the water, if we say privacy, your privacy is respected. Um, and it's a good time.
Yeah.
We are because Sharon and myself and those of us in the Magical Grove who've been doing this for a while, we know when somebody's genuine, and we don't need to have your camera on or your video on or whatever, your audio, to feel your energy and to know that you are genuine with your practice. What do you think, Sharon?
Well, the way I see it is that it's not us that people have to be proving it to. It's the ancestors, it's the spiritual teams, it's the
Yes.
gods and the goddesses. So you know what? If they're not genuine, well, we're not the ones that have to deal with.
Yes, exactly. And the
But,
other part, huh, go ahead.
but we do not and will not tolerate anybody coming in and trying to mess around, anybody coming in and trying to bully other people, or
Yes,
giving them stuff about what they believe in, and ramming it down their throat. This is not what this group's about. This group, as I said earlier, is a supportive community. The trees in the forest, they communicate. You know what?
yes,
The Magical Grove, we communicate. And it's
yes,
all about communication on every level.
yes, yes, exactly. And you just reminded me another topic we'll be talking about are spiritual teams, I'm
Oh,
sure.
yes. Oh,
Mhm.
definitely. Yep. Because no matter whether you know it or not, every single person um, does, and even every animal as well, by the way, have a spiritual team.
Yep.
And we will be talking about that. We'll be showing you how to tune into your spiritual team. We'll be doing
Yes.
exercises. We'll also be doing exercises in sending and receiving, mind work, telepathy. Um, we'll also be working with the energy centers, the chakras, the aura, all that kind of stuff. And also, most importantly, actually, shielding.
Yes.
Very important skill. And we
Yes.
will, we were covering all that in our sessions as well.
Yes. So you'll have our sessions to look forward to, and then you'll have these kind of conversations with myself and Sharon, and hopefully we'll get some of the other admins and moderators involved as well in another kind of interview. But this was just basically like more of an introduction as to why we're here, what we're doing, our mission statement, kind of catching everybody up on where Sharon has been. And you'll be hearing more from us, definitely.
Well, you'll definitely be hearing more from me as well. Whenever I work out how to do the YouTube. Trying, I am trying. I'll get there eventually. But
Oh, yes,
it's
that's
all right.
another.
If
Oh?
not, if not, it's okay because I can just ask Kira to help me. Sorry for interrupting you.
Oh, no, no, no. That's all right. I was just going to say, that's another thing that you should know about our community is we're accessibility friendly. So anyone with different disabilities, whether it's vision, hearing, a hidden disability, or a chronic illness, we're very disability friendly, because we believe in just coming as you are as a person. Doesn't matter what's on the outside; it's what's on the inside that matters.
That's correct. Absolutely. Because, energy doesn't come from the outside, it comes from the inside. And reading energies is something that is very, very important.
Yeah.
Eventually, when you start to read the auras of people, you will be able to pick up um, whether their intent is, um, I want to say, genuine or maybe not genuine. But
Yeah.
that will be something we'll be covering in our sessions as well. Just to
Yes.
give you a bit of a teaser.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yes, we're all about the teasers.
yes. Uh-huh.
All right. So this has just been a little catch-up session with Sharon and myself. I hope that you've enjoyed your tea or your what do you call it, Sharon, the cuppa?
Oh, yay. And
I
I,
hope
and
you've enjoyed.
I hope it's Punjana.
Yes, I hope it's panjana. I hope you've enjoyed your tea and your cuppa.
And your
Um,
coffee
or your coffee or your juice or whatever you're
or gin
drinking
and tonic.
or gin tonic. You can find us on Facebook at the Magical Grove. You can find us here at the Magical Grove with a K.
Oh,
And
sorry, Kira, it's not the.
oh, it's just Magical Grove.
Yes, I think it's just Magical Grove.
Well, look
Yes.
at me giving out our our name
Yeah,
improperly.
it's not the. It's just Magical Grove or Magical Grove 25 at gmail.com if you want to email any private questions about anything.
Yes.
And of course, the YouTube channel. Um, I think it's in the feature tab, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It
Yeah,
is on our Facebook. On our
yeah,
Facebook. Yeah, it's on the feature tab.
yeah.
But if you're watching this, you're probably already on YouTube, so go ahead and subscribe to us while you're there.
Yay! Oh yeah, we want subscribers. And also don't forget to keep a tab on the events page because I will be creating events
Yes.
as they come up for the Zoom sessions.
Yes, we have quite a few events already up. The Lunissa ritual I know is up there and
Mhm.
some other stuff as well. I don't know, Sharon, do you want to close us out?
Yeah, I just want to say that I am also hoping to be on TikTok. I haven't got there yet. I'm in the process of trying to get set up. So, um, if I can, if I can find a way of sharing our some of our YouTube stuff on TikTok, I will be doing so. If not, then I'm going to be on TikTok. Hoping to do some live sessions, and that's going to be happening as well. But I will keep everybody up to date on the Facebook channel. So yeah, thank you so much for anybody that has actually decided to listen to this the whole way through. Because if you have, then you got more patience than I do. So well done for listening, and I really, really have enjoyed. I've enjoyed doing the catch up, and thank you for taking the time, Care, to talk to me this evening. It's been a very humbling experience, and I look forward to catching up with all of you soon.
Okay, that's about it for us, everybody. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.